When you drop your child off at daycare, you trust that whoever is caring for them has been properly screened. But in Alabama, the requirements for daycare workers can look very different depending on where your child is enrolled. So can anyone work at a daycare in Alabama? We verify. Every day, Alabama parents drop their children off at daycares, trusting that the people caring for them are qualified and safe. But are there actually laws in place to make sure of that? Can anyone work at a daycare in Alabama? Let's verify. Our sources are the Alabama Administrative Code, Alabama Code, and the Alabama Department of Human Resources. Here's what we found. In Alabama, daycares fall into two categories, licensed and license exempt. Licensed daycares are regulated by the Alabama Department of Human Resources and must meet the state's minimum standards. License-exempt facilities, which include many church-run daycares, are not required to meet those same standards. So what are the rules at licensed daycares? According to the Alabama Administrative Code, teachers must be at least 18 with a high school diploma or GED, and directors must be at least 19 and meet specific education or training requirements ranging from specialized childcare hours to a degree in early childhood education. All staff must complete pre-service training, including child abuse recognition, shaken baby syndrome prevention, medication administration, CPR, and first aid training. They also must provide a recent doctor's statement confirming they are physically fit and free of infectious disease. And then there's the most critical requirement, the background check. Under Alabama law, every applicant, employee, and volunteer must undergo a criminal history background check through the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. Facilities must also check the state's child abuse and neglect registry. Certain felony convictions, including crimes against children, violent offenses, or sex-related felonies, permanently disqualify a person from working in a licensed daycare. Now, what about church daycares? This is where many parents may not realize there's a difference. License-exempt church daycares don't have to follow the same education and training rules as licensed centers, and background checks are approached a bit differently. If a church daycare chooses not to run the state background check, the responsibility shifts to the employee, who must request their own. But if a daycare center accepts funds from the state, background checks are required for every employee, no exceptions. So we can verify that no, not just anyone can work at a daycare in Alabama. And parents, no matter where your child is enrolled, you have the right to ask who is caring for your child and what checks have been done. If you have something you want us to verify, text us at 256-382-2692.